Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
That breaking news takes us east of Raleigh this morning. There's a major slowdown. As a matter of fact, traffic is at a standstill in those I-87 lanes southbound coming in from Knightdale this morning. I'll let you know what's going on and how to get around it.
In breaking news we have been following all morning, hundreds of service workers at Charlotte Douglas International are striking this morning ahead of the Thanksgiving travel. This is a live look at RDU, where we are tracking if any effects that this is going to have locally and affect your travel plans.
It's a chilly start this morning. Temperatures in the 30s in a lot of places still. You could run into a little bit of patchy frost. I'll show you the nice big warm up for later today.
And hockey fans are getting an early holiday treat. How you can watch the Carolina Hurricanes face off against the Dallas Stars tonight for free right here on WRAL and also Fox 50. How exciting is that? For free. It's for free. Nothing's ever free these days. So it's a nice gift for you. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
I'm Chris Loving. Good free, right? Who doesn't like a little free 99? Free
like
for the hockey, free forecast. Elizabeth, you haven't started charging yet, right? I think that's what, on Wednesday you started that?
I've been thinking about it. Maybe 50 cents. I don't know. Looking good. Today's forecast is probably worth a lot more than that. It's going to be a really pretty one. Beautiful here in Apex, blue skies. It is cold this morning. It's now in the 40s in the Triangle. The wind has been calm, so there hasn't been a wind chill to deal with. But we're definitely looking at a chilly start, starting to see a little bit of a warm up. It's still 32 in Roxborough, 37 South Hill, 37 in Rocky Mount, and it was in the 30s for all of us earlier this morning. So some patchy frost possible in spots as that sun's starting to warm things up. Some of that frost may start to melt off your windshield. Definitely this afternoon, feeling great, a high of 70 degrees, and then after work temperatures drop back into the 50s. Hour by hour rain chances for tomorrow. We have a cold front that'll come through. We'll see rain late in the morning commute up until around lunchtime. Also tracking a front that'll come through on Thursday for Thanksgiving Day. So we'll talk about your forecast for your travel this holiday coming up, Ken.
And we're following that breaking news to the east of Raleigh this morning. You can see what we're talking about here. These are the I-87 lanes coming in from Knightdale this morning, or even Wendell, because it starts at Wendell Falls Parkway going all the way to Bethlehem Road. We're told that there's a crash on 87 southbound near Bethlehem Road. It's a complete shutdown. You can see traffic is not moving whatsoever right there in those 87 southbound lanes. We're told that crash involves a hazmat unit on the scene. We're working to get some more information about that, but just know, avoid that area. Get off on Smithfield Road or even Wendell Falls Parkway. Work your way over to Pool Road. That's your best bet in terms of getting around that situation that's happening right now in those 87 lanes. I'll keep monitoring that for you. Isolating the Beltline this morning. This is the lingering slowdown that we're seeing there on those eastbound lanes of I-440 this morning near Lake Boone Trail. But this is the usual congestion we see coming in that northern loop in terms of Capitol Boulevard and the Beltline, that northern loop this morning. But we'll keep an eye on it for you and let you know what's going on. But the real troubled spot, those 87 lanes coming in from Knightdale and Wendell this morning. If you're getting ready to head out, tune us in on the radio. We'll keep you updated on that. 101.5 HD3. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle.
All right, thank you, Ken. More breaking news. Hundreds of service workers at Charlotte Douglas Airport are on strike as the busy holiday travel week begins. The workers went on strike at 5 o'clock this morning. This is video from another strike they conducted just before Memorial Day. The service workers are contracted to do things like clean inside airplanes, remove trash, and escort passengers in wheelchairs. They say they are not making a livable wage. They plan to strike for 24 hours.
And Michelle, this could affect holiday travel at RDU. That's why we're tracking if this could affect the millions of North Carolinians traveling for the holiday. We've got WRAL's Kelsey Coffey live at RDU. Kelsey, we're tracking the number of delays that we're seeing this morning. They've kind of been shifting a little bit. What are they right now?
Chris, just in the last 30 minutes, there were a couple of more delays added here at RDU. So right now we're at 6 total. But if you take a look at the flight board here, none of those delays are from Charlotte. So that's good news for folks who are coming in from there. As far as the TSA security line, not too much activity that we've seen throughout the morning. Everything has been pretty steady, but we're expecting to see a lot more people in these TSA lines later this week. So whether people are flying or hitting the road this week, AAA is anticipating record-breaking numbers. They estimate more than 2 million North Carolinians will travel for Thanksgiving. That's a new state record. Check for delays if you're traveling north this week, as parts of the country will see snow. Thanksgiving Day in particular, that's expected to be the most disruptive weather for travel. We're expected to see rain here in the Triangle and other parts of the eastern part of the United States. If you're traveling this week, download our WRAL News app and click the weather tab just to make sure that you stay up to date. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live at RDU.
Now, if you're driving at 3 a.m., AAA released its newest data about gas prices ahead of Thanksgiving. The average cost for a gallon of regular in North Carolina is $2.85. That's actually down 20 cents from a year ago today. Nationwide, the average is $3.06, also down 20 cents. AAA projects about 72 million people will travel at least 50 miles in their car for Thanksgiving, and that would be a record number.
And a statewide program reminding you to buckle up before you get on the busy roads. The Thanksgiving Click It or Ticket campaign starts today. Drivers in North Carolina can face up to $187 in fines and fees if anyone in their vehicle is not wearing a seatbelt. The campaign runs through Sunday.
WRAL is working to learn more about a crash in Hope Mills that killed a person. This happened on Parkton Road near Clipper Drive. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there as the road was blocked off just after 9 last night. The Cumberland County Sheriff's Office and State Highway Patrol are investigating this case. College tuition and fees are the topics for a special NC Central University Board of Trustees meeting today. The current rate for tuition and fees is $6,700 for in-state students and nearly $20,000 for out-of-state students. The Finance and Facilities Committee will meet virtually this morning. That's at 10. But it's not clear whether the committee is considering a tuition hike.
Well, this week you can celebrate hockey for the holidays with WRAL and Fox 50. Fans without cable or streaming services, don't worry, you can watch the Canes play for free over the air. WRAL's Laura Levine is inside Lenovo Center this morning. And Laura, this starts tonight when the Canes host the Dallas Stars. This is amazing.
Yes, a little turkey and some hockey gets you in the spirit, right? Well, we know the Hurricanes, they're going to host the Dallas Stars here on the ice in the Lenovo Center. Right now, you're taking a live look at an adult hockey clinic that's underway right now, but just building up into the excitement tonight. And if you can't catch the game here inside the arena, well, you can watch it live tonight. The Carolina Hurricanes has partnered with Capital Broadcasting to simulcast 2 of the team's FanDuel Sports Network game broadcasts on Fox 50 today and WRAL on Black Friday. These 2 teams have been 2 of the top teams in the NHL to start this season, so this should be a great matchup. Dallas is 5-4 on the road this season, while the Canes is 7-2 at home. The Canes is looking to snap a 2-game losing streak, and they will be on their 3rd string goalie as they're dealing with some injuries. Now, I just spoke with former professional hockey player and current hockey analyst Shane Willis. He says it'll be a tough week for the Canes when it comes to the games, but an exciting one.
An exciting night as we go across the airways with WRAL and our great local families to be able to see this game tonight. There's going to be a ton of excitement, but as a player, you have to utilize that energy. I think this building always gives the players a little extra push when they're at home. Your next 3 games are at home, so you got a point out of Columbus. Although you lost that game, you want to get things right back on track with a big win here at home tonight.
Yep. That home team advantage. So we'll see what happens tonight. Again, you can watch the game live at 7 p.m. on Fox 50. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And make sure to watch hockey for the holidays tonight at 7 o'clock on Fox 50 and Friday at 3 p.m. on WRAL. We'll have pre- and post-game coverage through FanDuel Sports Network. Pre-game begins 30 minutes before the puck drops. And we'll have pre-game coverage of tonight's Canes game live outside the Lenovo Center. Make sure to tune in during our newscast from 4 to 7:30 this evening over on WRAL.
Hey, today you are invited to celebrate the grand opening of a new playground in Morrisville. A ribbon-cutting event is happening this morning at 10 at the new Morrisville Community Park. It's located on Morrisville Parkway, if you know where that is. This playground is accessible for all children. Even has ADA accessible swings, sensory play panels, and an accessible merry-go-round. Everyone is invited to take part in this ribbon cutting this morning. Looks exciting. Today, President Joe Biden will participate in the White House tradition of pardoning 2 turkeys before Thanksgiving. This year's turkeys are named Peach and Blossom. They were raised in Minnesota, and they will return to a farm after their pardons. They will become ambassadors of the National Turkey Foundation. Governor Roy Cooper will also pardon turkeys today. The ceremony will happen at 3:30 at the Executive Mansion.
Well, Well, you might have to scramble to track down a key ingredient for Thanksgiving, how an egg shortage could affect what you pay for egg-based food this holiday season.
Oh no, the deviled eggs. Plus, people along the West Coast are bracing for more severe weather just days after being hit by more severe weather. Meteorologist Chris Michaels will join us to explain what a bomb cyclone is and how likely we could see that on the East Coast.
Certainly not seeing it anytime soon. A gorgeous day today. It's been a cold start, but we'll see a high of 70 degrees this afternoon. Looking forward, though, this week, Tuesday and Thursday, some scattered rain. We'll talk about how that could affect your holiday travel. 8:13, we're going to start off with a tour of our cameras, which look absolutely gorgeous this morning. Fayetteville, Apex, Raleigh, and Chapel Hill here, courtesy of Top of the Hill Restaurant, all looking beautiful. You know, we still have a lot of nice color in the leaves, and against that deep blue sky, it just looks gorgeous. We did start with some cold temperatures this morning, but as our cold front gets closer to us, that wind out of the southwest is going to warm up our temperatures to around 70 degrees. Notice this front doesn't have a whole lot of rain associated with it. It's just going to be a band of some light showers for tomorrow morning, but it could affect the second half of the morning commute. We'll roll on through and kick things off right here at 6 o'clock. You can see the rain is off to our west, and then it rolls in around between 8 and 9, and then kind of in our eastern counties by around 10, and by around 1 or 2, it's out of here, and we start to see some clearing in the afternoon. The amount of rain that we see tomorrow will be minimal, maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch. Now, of course, that's just the beginning of our travel impacts. Today looks beautiful. A few spotty showers there, you know, early in the morning and into the afternoon, into the lunchtime hour. Wednesday looks great. We're going to see clear skies. Thursday looks pretty rainy. The rain will start maybe mid-morning and last for most of the day. The heaviest rain right around lunchtime. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday all look nice and dry. Forecast for Wednesday, again, nice travel day, partly cloudy, 62. Thanksgiving, a high of 64, but we'll see rain for a good chunk of the day. If you really want to avoid the rain for your travels, just make sure you're headed out really early. Black Friday will be dry, but chilly, breezy, 53 degrees. So we see a big drop in our temperatures behind Thursday's front. Thursday morning, rain moves in mid to late morning. It's heavy, potentially around the middle of the day, early afternoon, and then during the evening, turning just light and scattered, lingering in the northeast. Here's where it is as we get through Wednesday. You can see that rain moving in. The yellow and orange is where it's going to be heaviest right around lunchtime, early afternoon, and then all that moves out. Around this low, behind the front, comes some colder air, snow potentially in the mountains, but none for us. However, we could see up to around an inch of rain out of that system. The mountains got a dose of snow late last week and over the weekend. Temperatures on Saturday, definitely ski-worthy for Beach Mountain and Sugar Mountain. Sugar's already open. I think Beach is going to open potentially for this coming weekend. And of course, there's been a lot of snow in parts of the west, and a lot of folks are calling that a bomb cyclone. What is that exactly? Meteorologist Chris Michaels coming up to talk about what that is and what parts of the country tend to see those. We'll see, of course, the rain on Thursday, and then after that turning much colder. Wait till you see what the wind chill could be like in the mornings this weekend. I'll show you coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, we're staying on top of breaking news just east of Raleigh, specifically this crash right here on I-87 southbound near Bethlehem Road. You can see that huge backup that stretches all the way back to Wendell Falls Parkway. Let's take you out and show exactly what we're talking about here. It's basically, traffic is stopped on 87 southbound between Wendell Falls Parkway and Nightdale Boulevard. I can tell you right now, it's not looking good for anyone this morning. In terms of alternate routes, your best bet, if you're stuck in it, to get off on Smithfield Road, get over to Pool Road. If you're listening to us on the radio, 101.5 HD3, get off on Highway 64, Nightdale Boulevard as an alternate route to avoid what's happening there on the 87 lanes coming in out of Wendell and Nightdale this morning. Elsewhere, the other troubled spot we're seeing, which is the usual troubled spot, US 1 coming in from Wake Forest this morning. That's usually a combination of traffic lights and a lot of people getting on the roads this morning, so just keep that in mind. You're getting ready to head out this morning, especially with the situation happening on those southbound lanes of 87 near Nightdale. 101.5 HD3 will keep you updated.
All right, thanks, Ken. New this morning, one person is dead and 2 others are hurt after a DHL cargo plane crashed in Lithuania. The plane was flying from Germany when it crashed a few miles from the airport. It skidded into a house and burst into flames. A crew member of that plane died. 3 other people on the plane survived, along with 12 people who were inside the home. And people on the West Coast are bracing for some wild weather for the holiday week. Winter alerts are up in places up and down the West Coast just days after a bomb cyclone hit the region. Some people there are still recovering as another round of storms is forecast to hit this week.
Yes, that buzzword. We just heard it. We've been hearing it for days. Bomb cyclones kind of being thrown around a little bit in some national circles. We've got meteorologist Chris Michaels here to explain what exactly this is. And Chris, this is a term that's kind of just popping up on the national stage.
It is a buzzword because every time I hear it, I just go, like it makes you twitch a little bit. All it has to do with is how quickly a storm is strengthening. And when low pressure strengthens, you get the air rushing around it, the air rising more quickly. So you're going to have some gustier wind and some heavier precipitation like they saw last week on the West Coast. Now, in order for this to undergo what's called bombogenesis, hence bomb cyclone, the pressure has to drop 24 millibars within 24 hours. So again, it just means a storm that's strengthening pretty quickly. No doubt. I mean, they got feet of snow up and down the Sierra Nevada, the Cascades, parts of the Rockies. Now you might be thinking, can something like this happen on the East Coast? Absolutely. Storms can strengthen pretty quickly, especially when you get that colder air coming in from Canada. You've got the warmer air along, or the warmer waters in the Atlantic. That temperature difference creates instability, allows storms to strengthen, especially as they go up toward New England. So they kind of bomb out a little bit in that case.
Hear like those words like bomb cyclone and, what was it, polar vortex, the other popular one. This is why people should reach out to our meteorologist going, hey, what is this?
Yeah, because I'm happy to explain it, right? Like, this is why we do what we do. It's just, sometimes these terms come out and you're like, okay, are you going to go outside and go, it feels like a bomb cyclone out there? Not really, but it's definitely worth explaining and kind of interesting in some ways.
Trust your friendly neighborhood meteorologist.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Chris.
With just days to go until Thanksgiving, many are hitting the stores for those last-minute groceries. But you might have trouble finding eggs. A nationwide shortage is leaving store shelves empty. Marissa Parra explains.
In parts of the country, empty egg shelves spotted at stores this weekend in Denver, Miami, New York, and in some cases, signs asking customers to limit the number of eggs they buy because of difficulty sourcing. The biggest factor, bird flu, hitting 48 states over the last 2 years.
Bird flu is by far the biggest factor impacting egg prices right now. In the last couple months alone, we've seen about 10 million birds affected by the virus.
How does that translate to the consumers visiting our grocery stores?
We still have a very strong supply of eggs in the supply chain, but we may see isolated pockets where supplies are not as readily available.
Most recently, outbreaks have been seen in Utah, Washington, and Oregon. The USDA citing bird flu as the reason for slowed egg production, down over 2.5% from last year.
When those producers in a given state are disrupted, this can result in some isolated shortages in certain areas. And I think that's what we're seeing across the country right now.
And although you might not see empty shelves at your store, you might have noticed something else. Egg prices, while not the highest they've been in recent years, the average price of a dozen eggs this fall over $1.30 more expensive than last year.
Could we see egg prices rise even more?
The thing about avian influenza is it's in a constant state of change. As we see these changes in the uptick in the outbreaks, we ride the waves, the ebb and flow of this virus.
That ebb and flow means prices may stay worse through the new year before they eventually get better. Marissa Parra, NBC News.
And Jeff Hogan in the WRAL Live Center getting some brand new information from Egyptian officials who say 17 people are still missing after a tourist yacht sank in the Red Seas. This is the headline we are seeing right now. Rescuers were able to save 16 people, so there were 31 tourists total of various nationalities on board, along with 14 crew members. Shortly before dawn today, they did receive a distress call that was made from the yacht. It had left for a 5-day trip. It was not immediately clear what caused that yacht to sink, but many tourist companies in the area had stopped or limited travel on the Red Sea due to the dangers from conflicts in that region. So that was certainly a concern.
I'm sure we'll see some updates soon. Thank you, Jeff. Your time is 8:22. The Carolina Panthers came just short of pulling off a huge upset Sunday against the Kansas City Chiefs. Chuba Hubbard scored a touchdown with less than 2 minutes left to get them within 2. Then he got in the end zone again for the 2-point conversion to tie the game at 27. Plot twist, the Chiefs had enough time left. They drove down the field and kicker Spencer Schrader hit a field goal as time expired. The Chiefs escaped Charlotte with a 30-27 win. Ooh, it's a tough loss.
Ooh. Well, today the White House Christmas tree will arrive in Washington, D.C. This year, the tree is from right here in North Carolina. It comes from the Cartner's Christmas Tree Farm in Newland. The Cartner family will present the 20-foot Fraser fir to First Lady Jill Biden in the 2:30 in the afternoon. The tree will be moved into the Blue Room of the White House to be decorated.
20-foot Fraser fir. Try saying that 5 times fast. RDU is getting ready for some of the busiest travel days this year. How they're preparing passengers for record-breaking travel this Thanksgiving season.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. Ken Smith has some breaking traffic news. I-87 southbound at a standstill.
Oh, it is completely stopped on I-87 southbound, and you can see it right here. Unfortunately, the banner's covering it up, but traffic is not moving whatsoever. This is what it looks like on our live cam network this morning. It starts at Bethlehem Road and stretches all the way past Wendell Falls Parkway. And those alternate routes I've been telling you about, Poole Road and Knightdale Boulevard, you can see those alternate routes are becoming congested as well because there's really no place to go. I'll go ahead and keep an eye on that for you and have an update at the bottom of the hour over on Fox 50.
Things are looking great weather-wise. We're seeing clear skies in Durham, Raleigh, and Fayetteville. Starting to see temperatures warm up. We were solidly in the 30s this morning. Now low 40s for Durham, Raleigh, and Fayetteville. Out the door, still a jacket will feel comfortable, but you can shed it later this afternoon. Our high temperature climbs to around 70 degrees. So lunchtime temperature around 63. If you're walking the dogs after work, temperatures will be in the upper 50s. We do have some showers in the forecast for part of tomorrow. We'll talk more about the timeline coming up on Fox 50.
Thanks, Elizabeth. The Carolina Hurricanes have partnered with Capital Broadcasting Company for the Hockey for the Holidays. You can catch tonight's game against the Dallas Stars right here on Fox 50 at 7 p.m. And Friday's game against the Florida Panthers will air on WRAL at 3 p.m. Next on Fox 50, how an airport workers' strike in Charlotte could affect holiday travel today. And coming up next on Today, Jill Martin has the best gifts for the men in your life.
Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
That breaking news takes us to I-87 in the southbound lanes near Hodge Road, and we're talking traffic is at a virtual standstill. I'll let you know what's going on here and how to get around it.
And an airport workers' strike is now underway at Charlotte Douglas International. How this could affect flights at RDU as the busy holiday travel season kicks off today.
And we're starting the work week with some pretty weather. Temperatures are still chilly in Roxborough, but we're on our way to a warmer than normal afternoon. I'll show you what it will feel like.
And the Carolina Hurricanes will be back on the ice at the Lenovo Center for 2 games this week.
2 games over the holidays for people to enjoy some turkey and some hockey. It's a good tradition.
This morning we'll tell you about the partnership that means you get free games to watch on Fox 50 and WRAL. Yeah, I know a lot of you at home going, oh no, we hate free games. No. Lies. You get a free game.
Ever.
And I said nobody ever. Hey, thanks for joining us here on this Monday morning on Fox 50. I'm Chris Lovingood.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Yeah, who doesn't love a little turkey and some hockey? Why not? And it's free. It's free. Nothing is ever free these days.
But this is.
But this is, yeah. All right, let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. A beautiful free weather report for us. A live look over Apex.
Yes, and a beautiful free weather to go along with it. You may want to trade that weather in and pay a little less for it by Thursday. We'll talk more about that coming up. Apex looking beautiful this morning as we take a look at down Salem Street. 41 degrees is our temperature in the Triangle, but we dropped down into the mid-30s earlier this morning. Right now it is still 32 in Roxborough, 37 in Rocky Mount, but elsewhere we're moving into the low to mid 40s, and we'll see a fast warm up today. By lunchtime, it's 63, and by 3 o'clock, 70, but we do drop into the 50s by the time we get to sunset around 6 or 7 o'clock. Hour by hour rain chances for tomorrow. Today stays nice and dry, but a cold front comes in tomorrow. 8 or 9 o'clock, we start to see some showers that should be over right around lunchtime. We're going to walk you through the timeline for that and the rain that we'll likely see on Thanksgiving Day. Coming up, Ken.
Elizabeth, we're staying on top of that breaking news on I-87 in those southbound lanes because of this crash right here. That the crash, we're told, has cleared just in the last few minutes, but you can still see the lingering delays that stretches all the way back to Wendell Falls Parkway. Let's take you out and show you a live look at our live cam network. You can see, unfortunately, because the banner is covering it, but you can see traffic is at a virtual standstill right there on those 87 lanes coming in from Knightdale this morning. In terms of an alternate route, I've been telling you about getting off and heading over to Poole Road and even Knightdale Boulevard, but you can see red is showing up on those alternate routes as well because a lot of people are trying to get out from under that standstill that you're seeing on 87 in those southbound lanes. I'll keep an eye on and let you know what's going on because especially since that crash is cleared, it could be that that's just some lingering delays that we're seeing right now. The usual trouble spot, Capitol Boulevard, US 1 coming in from Wake Forest this morning. That's a combination of a lot of traffic and the traffic lights in that area. You're getting ready to head out, particularly with what's going on there on I-87. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle.
Breaking news, WRAL is following. Hundreds of service workers at Charlotte Douglas International Airport are on strike. That's as the busy travel week begins. The workers went on strike at 5 this morning. What you're seeing here is video from another strike that was conducted just before Memorial Day. The service workers are contracted to clean inside airplanes, remove trash, and escort passengers in wheelchairs, among other duties. They say they are not making a livable wage. They plan to strike for 24 hours.
And this could affect holiday travel here in Raleigh. AAA expects around 2 million North Carolinians to travel this week. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us live from RDU this morning. And Kelsey, we're tracking the number of delays that we're seeing there. What does that look like right now?
Yes, Michelle, we sure are. So according to FlightAware, there are 6 delays here at RDU, but I just checked the flight board here and it looks like now we're seeing 1 delay for a Charlotte flight that's coming in now at 10 o'clock. It was originally scheduled to come in at 9:10 this morning. As far as the TSA security line, not too much activity. It's been so far so good here all throughout the morning. But whether people are flying or hitting the road this week, AAA is anticipating record-breaking numbers. They estimate over 2 million North Carolinians will travel for Thanksgiving, and that's a new state record. Check for delays if you're traveling north this week, as parts of the country will see snow. Thanksgiving Day in particular is expected to have the most disruptive weather for travel. We're expecting rain here in the Triangle and across the eastern part of the country. So if you're traveling this week, you want to download our WRAL News app and check the weather tab to stay up to date. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live at RDU.
But we understand you're not necessarily flying, not all of you anyway. So if you're driving, at 3 a.m., AAA updated prices that you're going to pay at gas stations. The average cost for a gallon of regular in North Carolina is $2.85, which is down 20 cents from a year ago today. Nationwide, the average is $3.06. Also down 20 cents. Patrick DeHaan from Gas Buddies says that the demand for gas will actually be lower than usual this week, and that will keep gas prices low into the holidays.
Most Americans stay relatively parked Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as school is closed and work is closed. So typically gasoline demand on a weekly basis declines for Thanksgiving, and along with it, we have some of the year's lowest gas prices.
AAA projects about 72 million people will drive at least 50 miles for Thanksgiving, and that would be a record number.
We are working to learn more this morning about a crash in Hope Mills that killed a person. This happened on Parkton Road near Clipper Drive. The WRAL breaking news tracker was there as the road was blocked off just after 9 o'clock last night. The Cumberland County Sheriff's Office and State Highway Patrol are investigating.
Funeral services are now set for a mother, her son, and his girlfriend, all found shot to death in a Cary home. Services for Erica Holton are planned for this Friday at St. Matthew AME Church in Raleigh. Holton, her son Xavier, and his girlfriend Amina Guy were found dead on Monday. A man who identified himself as Erica Holton's husband says his stepson may have been the shooter in this case.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken is in Italy today to talk about the wars in Ukraine and Israel with leaders from the G7 nations. Blinken arrived in Rome yesterday. His meetings today and tomorrow with G7 leaders come amid concerns that President-elect Donald Trump's team may substantially change U.S. foreign policy.
Bit of a holiday gift arrives early for fans of the Hurricanes this week. You can watch the Canes from the comfort of your own home for free over the air on WRAL and Fox 50. WRAL's Laura Levine is ice-side at the Lenovo Center this morning. And Laura, we are excited to offer hockey for the holidays for so many people excited for this.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Chris. So we know the Carolina Hurricanes will host the Dallas Stars tonight when the puck drops here on the ice at 7 p.m. But we're getting a little action this morning with this adult hockey clinic going on right now. But we know so many people at home will also have the opportunity to tune in to this game. The Carolina Hurricanes has partnered with Capital Broadcasting to simulcast two of the team's FanDuel Sports Network game broadcasts on Fox 50 today and WRAL on Black Friday. Now, these two teams have been two of the top teams in the NHL to start this season, so it's going to be a great matchup. Dallas is 5-4 on the road this season, while the Canes is 7-2 at home. The Canes is looking to snap a 2-game losing streak, and they'll be on their third string goalie as they're dealing with some injuries. Now, this morning, I spoke with former professional hockey player and current hockey analyst Shane Willis about the excitement of this going into so many living rooms today.
I know Hannah and I on the FanDuel Sports Network, bringing that broadcast to everyone, are going to be excited to get into new homes. Maybe someone hasn't seen a game before, and connecting with a new fan in our community. It's a big week with the holidays. We'll be in the community tomorrow delivering turkeys to people in need once again from our foundation. So it's an exciting week ahead with the broadcast here on WRAL, and we're looking forward to being once again a huge part of our community.
It's all about connection and community. So again, the game begins at 7 p.m. and you can watch it live on Fox 50. Laura Levine, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
Make sure to watch hockey for the holidays tonight at 7 on Fox 50 and Friday at 3 p.m. on WRAL. We will have pre- and post-game coverage through FanDuel Sports Network. Pre-game begins 30 minutes just before puck drops. And hey, we'll have pre-game coverage of tonight's Canes game live outside the Lenovo Center. Just make sure to tune in during our newscasts from 4 to 7:30 on WRAL.
Saquon Barkley had a game for the record books on Sunday night. The Philadelphia Eagles running back ran for 255 yards on the ground as the Eagles played the LA Rams. That includes two long touchdown runs of 70 and 72 yards. His 255 yards are the most ever for an Eagles player and the ninth most ever by any player in an NFL game. The Eagles won that game 37-20. And the New York Giants should have never let Saquon go. My goodness. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Bigger things are awaiting him, clearly, Michelle. The NFL's Week 12 wraps up tonight, and the Baltimore Ravens will be in L.A. to play the Chargers. Kickoff for that game is 8:15 tonight on ESPN. Your time right now is 8:39. Eric and Lyle Menendez will make their first court appearance together in nearly 30 years. How today's hearing could get them one step closer to freedom.
And your Thanksgiving dinner will cost you less this year. What's making your holiday dinner more affordable despite those high grocery prices?
It is 8:43 on a beautiful morning. We've got gorgeous blue skies here over North Hills this morning. It's going to be a busy place, of course, for the next couple of weeks for sure. 41 degrees, our temperature. We did drop into the 30s, widespread across the area earlier, but temperatures are beginning to warm up now that we're getting a little later in the morning and seeing all this sunshine. Right now, heading out the door, it is still 36 in Roxborough, 37 in Rocky Mount, but elsewhere, we're mostly in the low to mid 40s. We'll see a beautiful sunset today, just like we're seeing this beautiful sunrise sunrise or saw it earlier. Priest Milos sent us this from Henderson. Beautiful photo there. We love to get your Weather Watcher photos. Go to WRAL.com, search Weather Watchers, and send us a few. 70 degrees in Raleigh this afternoon, 69 in Durham, and 72 in Fayetteville. So a big temperature swing from down into the 30s this morning up to around 70 degrees this afternoon. If you're headed out for groceries today, we're going to be seeing pleasant conditions, but tomorrow a bit of a different story. We're going to have some showers that roll in around 8 or 9 o'clock, and then those roll out by right around lunchtime or so. And then during the afternoon, we'll see increasing sunshine and 68 degrees. But if you're hoping to get out without having to deal with rain, tomorrow morning will be the wettest time of the day. Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, all looking very different from each other. Thanksgiving, we're looking at a good chance for rain. We could see up to an inch of rain on Thanksgiving. It starts mid to late morning and lasts into the evening. Black Friday, we'll see cooler, gusty conditions. And then Small Business Saturday, we're going to really start to see those temperatures dropping, especially Saturday and Sunday and early next week. Temperatures for Thanksgiving Day, 50 degrees at 8 a.m., 56 at lunchtime, and we'll climb into the mid 60s for temperatures during the afternoon. The heaviest rain likely to be late morning into early afternoon. Once that front moves through Thursday, we see some very chilly air dropping in on us. We'll start to feel it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it just keeps on falling. We're going to see those temperatures really dropping as we get into early next week. This weekend, 50 Saturday, 48 Sunday. Check out these morning lows. 25 Monday morning, 23 Tuesday morning. Afternoon highs in the low 40s. That's going to be the coldest air that we've seen so far this season. And even though the temperatures won't be down into the 20s Saturday and Sunday, it'll feel like it. Feeling like 23 in Raleigh and 25 in Fayetteville the weekend morning. So if you're one of those folks who likes to do an early morning Saturday run, it's going to be really cold for us. Of course, times that we're looking at rain Tuesday morning and then for most of the day on Thursday. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, we're staying on top of that breaking news on I-87 and those southbound lanes. Let's get right to it this morning. You can see it's as a result of this crash that right there at Bethlehem Road, Knightdale Fire Department, the hazmat unit was on the scene right now. You can still see the backup stretches all the way back past Wendell Falls Parkway. Let's take you out and show you exactly what we're talking about. You can see traffic is not moving whatsoever on those 87 southbound lanes down around Smithfield Road. And in terms of alternate routes, I've been telling you to try to get off and get over to Poole Road or even Knightdale Boulevard. But you see, even those alternate routes are becoming congested because people are trying to get out from under what's going on. But the alternate routes actually work because look at what you're looking at in terms of delay times coming in from Knightdale, more than an hour. So maybe Knightdale Boulevard and Poole Road not looking so badly after all. 9 minutes, just Wake Forest coming in on US 1 this morning. 101.5 HD3, we will always keep you updated. You can listen to us anywhere in the Triangle.
All right, thanks, Ken. Today, for the first time in nearly 30 years, the Menendez brothers will be in court together. Their hearing today could be their first step closer to freedom. Eric and Lyle Menendez were convicted on murder charges in 1996 after the killings of their parents 7 years earlier. Their lawyer argues that new evidence boosts claims that their father sexually abused them for years. He wants them resentenced on a lesser charge of voluntary manslaughter. They've already served 3 times the maximum sentence for that crime.
Investigators say a chemical reaction sparked a massive fire and a toxic smoke plume at a lab in Georgia. This happened on September 29th at a biolab plant in Conyers, Georgia. An investigation by the U.S. Chemical Safety Board shows an employee heard a pop sound around 5 a.m. the day of the explosion. They noticed an issue with one of the products and then tried to address it. They called 911, but investigators say people in Conyers were not told to shelter in place until more than an hour after the flames were visible. The toxic smoke released 3 different chemicals into the air, causing concern for neighbors there. And the investigation into this is still ongoing.
Only on WRAL, Wake County's Register of Deeds is clearing the air after a case of deed fraud that she says turned her office upside down. This summer, Dawn Mangum was arrested and charged with filing a fraudulent deed on this home, claiming it was hers. It appears that she thought it was a vacant foreclosure, and the homeowner, Craig Adams, believes that she was going to move in and use the fraudulent deed to make it harder for courts to evict her. The Register of Deeds says her staff did everything right before recording the deed, but there has still been backlash from people who think her office could have prevented it.
We are an administrative office. It's what we record your documents. We are not attorneys. We are not actually here to verify whether this is right or wrong. We are here to verify the specific steps that we are by law supposed to do.
Tonight at 6, more from that conversation, plus the surprise surveillance cameras captured just moments before.
Community leaders in Indianapolis want the city to take steps to stop gun violence. 2 people died and 9 others were hurt in 10 separate shootings. They happened over a 12-hour span over the weekend. Among the victims is a 15-year-old who is critically injured.
A 17-year-old in Wilson is recovering after being shot. Police say it happened on Saul Street. They did not share when it happened or any more information about possible suspects or motive. Investigators say the teen is in stable condition.
The Knightdale Fire Department held a community open house for its new station yesterday. Look at this video. Fire station number 1 is a 13,500 square foot facility. It's at the corner of Old Knight Road and Forestville Road. Battalion Chief William Boggs also used this event to share some fire safety information as we head into those colder months.
So with your chimneys, obviously this time of year, you want to make sure they're clean. We get a lot of chimney fires this time of year, so have a company come out and just check it and make sure there's no grease buildup or anything like that.
Don't forget to clear those dryer exhausts too. People who went to the open house got to meet firefighters, check out the fire trucks, and even try on that heavy firefighting gear.
That's pretty cool. Well, despite costly grocery prices, Thanksgiving dinner is more affordable now than it has been in recent years. New data from the American Farm Bureau Federation shows the cost of this year's holiday feast estimated at $58 for a 10-person gathering. That's a 5% drop since last year and the lowest level since 2021. Research found that turkey is 6% cheaper than last year. Sweet potatoes and whole milk have seen the steepest price drops, falling 26% and 14% respectively.
Many people use comfort eating as a way to deal with holiday stress, and that could lead to weight gain. To address this, nutritionists say the first step is to acknowledge your emotions and be mindful of any temptations. You can also introduce healthier alternatives to classic holiday meals. Nutritionists also remind everyone to prioritize sleep and self-care. Plan non-food activities like board games or volunteering to enjoy the celebrations, but that mac and cheese on Thanksgiving, hard to turn down, Michelle.
You can't. All right, well, along with the turkey and mac and cheese, the football and Black Friday shopping, 2 other traditions of the upcoming holiday week will air right here on WRAL, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and the National Dog Show. Mark Barger gives us a behind-the-scenes look at this year's dog show.
Now it's time to release the hounds.
If dog shows had an Oscars equivalent,
all the stars and the lights, the big stage,
it might be the National Dog Show.
It's just having the best of the best. You know, it's one of the shows that we look forward to every year.
Here is the working group.
It's a canine cavalcade of about 1,800 dogs representing more than 200 breeds.
What a great lineup.
All competing for the prize of Best in Show.
Everybody's got a smile and everybody's laughing. It's just a wonderful environment.
Actor John O'Hurley and longtime dog show commentator David Fry serve as the event's tuxedoed co-hosts.
Celebrating this wonderful treasure that we call man's best friend.
It's a great family show. It's a great family topic. Everybody's got their family dog.
But probably not one quite like Stash.
This dog is groomed to perfection, moves beautifully.
And much to the delight of Stash's owner,
there it is.
The Sealyham Terrier won last year's top prize.
Going around the ring in the Best in Show ring, he just took off like he was on fire.
Yet for all the variety the dog show offers, the co-hosts have a soft spot for a popular breed they have never seen win.
The Golden Retriever.
I can hear the rumbling already.
Boy, we've been skunked every year, haven't we?
Maybe this will be the golden year. Mark Barger, NBC News.
We don't deserve dogs. They're so cute. All right, the National Dog Show airs Thanksgiving Day at noon on WRAL, right after the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
And no, Cha-Cha will not be in that event. She's very busy this Thanksgiving. From the Land of Oz to the Roman Coliseum, people got quite the experience this weekend for movie theaters. Millions of people around the world flocked to see Wicked and Gladiator 2. Wicked brought in an estimated $114 million on its opening weekend. Gladiator 2 also pulled in an estimated $55.5 million. Industry experts say this is a good sign for the box office holidays. And we know, Michelle, I think you watched Wicked over the weekend. She says it's fantastic. All right, check with weather in just a second. We'll see you.